Hi all, it's Karen and
Bluto!
here for Karen and Bluto's another review channel, another movie review that Bluto did not watch.
How long is this?
He's a slacker. 2 hours and 8 minutes.
That's why! Find me an hour and 10-minute movie. I'll watch it, even if it's really bad.
What about Star Wars? It's going to be 2 hours and 35 minutes.
That's too long. We'll be there for like 4 hours.
Anyways, let's get to
Sorry.
Let's get to what we're talking about in this review. It's Glass, PG-13, 2019. As I said, 2 hours and 8 minutes. This is the final movie in the trilogy with Unbreakable and Split.
It's never the final.
No, I think it is with this one.
Not me.
But so it starts out at the beginning. If you've watched Unbreakable and Split, you kind of know
Not
the
my
characters in this. I do have to watch those again. It's been a while. So we go to Patricia, which is one of Kevin's personalities, and he's talking with these
it's one of them movies.
cheerleaders that are being held hostage for the Beast.
The Beast?
Yeah, the Beast, one of Kevin's personalities.
I don't know why you like this so much.
So that's where it starts. Well, then we do another cutaway, and there are these two dudes making a video of knocking a guy out and basically beating him up. David, who is, I think that's, what's his name's character? Bruce Willis's character.
Oh, he's in this.
Yeah, because he plays a superhero. But David goes and, ends up catching these guys and getting them arrested, if I remember correctly. Basically, he's running a security firm with his son, who is continuing to look for the Beast because they know he's still loose, he's still kidnapping people and everything. And the police are actively looking for the Beast and David's character.
I'm confused already.
Yeah. We go back to the kidnapped cheerleaders, and all the personalities keep talking to him about the Beast coming, which if you watch Split, you know what that's all about.
Nope.
We have an M. Night Shyamalan cameo.
Shyamalan?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was some lawn.
I
don't know. You like the lawn?
Anyways,
I don't know.
Have a little cameo with him showing up at the security storm to buy security stuff, and he's talking to David, Bruce Willis's character, about what he used to do with the security at the stadium back in Unbreakable. Well, at this point, David looks at his son. I can't remember his son's name. I think I have it written down. My nose is so itchy, and I think your fur is just flying up my nose constantly.
You haven't brushed me.
So basically, David says he's going to go around and he's going to go for a walk. His son's like, you should wait because he knows he could be arrested. They keep going back and forth. Well, David eventually leaves. So he starts exploring different areas. There's cops around trying to find things. And so on. Well, there's another scene where Kevin shows up as the Beast and actually kills like these homeless people.
Wow.
While David's out, he eventually finds where the cheerleaders are being held captive. He sets them free. The Beast comes. David's yelling at them to leave so he can fight the Beast. They end up fighting. They end up going out a window. The police end up capturing them. They use this light thing on Kevin / the Beast that like causes his personalities to switch. And then they're basically holding guns, I think, on David, Bruce Lee's character.
Bruce Lee? He's in this?
Yes.
How?
Bruce Willis, sorry.
Wow.
And there's like this doctor character that's like, no, they're not to be harmed. They're to come with me. So they go to this Raven Memorial Hospital. Ravenhill.
Oh, I thought you meant the wrestler.
No, Ravenhill Memorial. David's son's trying to figure out where he's at, trying to get to him. And then basically a lot of this movie takes place while they're inside this hospital over so many days.
Like Halloween 2.
The doctor is named Ellie Staple. She places them each in an isolation room.
Oh.
And they're being monitored. And the room is set, like if they become threatening, there's ways to de-escalate them, basically.
De-escalate them.
She says she's a doctor that specializes with people who think they're superheroes.
You should do that.
Yeah. And she has 3 days to treat them. Otherwise, they're going to be locked away for a long time.
Why only 3?
I don't know. That was just what she said in the movie.
I thought maybe you would know.
So we do another cutaway, and if you remember the one character at the end of Split named
Nope.
Cassie, the one that survived, she's in a foster care now because her uncle's in jail for
Did we
sexually
do something with
abusing.
Foster with another thing?
Yeah, Shazam.
Oh,
Must have been the theme when I was watching these
a lot of
movies.
these have a theme.
So she's kind of in with a foster family and everything, but the guidance counselor calls her down to inform her that they caught the guy who kidnapped her. And she kind of is like surprised to hear because he's been MIA for a while. So
And?
I'm trying to read. There's several orderlies in this movie that are, some are nice, some are jerks. So on. I was trying. Oh, there's this one orderly, like I said, with the lights with Kevin, multiple personality. Oh yeah, this orderly has an issue with multiple personality. So they use these lights, and whatever these lights do, it triggers the different personalities in Kevin. So he kind of abuses it and does that to mess with Kevin a lot.
So it work in real life?
I don't know. I've never heard of anything like that.
Well, if you didn't hear about it, then probably not.
And then we go to. It turns out that Glass, Elijah, is also at this hospital, Samuel Jackson's character.
Wow, another Samuel Jackson's PG-13. Wow.
So we cut to his mother talking with this Dr. Staple regarding Elijah's history. And as if you remember from Unbreakable, he had like that brittle bones constantly, with all that. So kind of about that. Basically, at one point, they set it up so they know each other's there. So then they each, well, except for Glass, but Kevin the Beast and David all try to escape, but they have those safeguards in place. I think David's is water because he almost drowned as a child. So that's kind of like his kryptonite, I guess. Basically, they try to start breaking out to get to each other to fight. David's son keeps trying to get him out of the hospital and doesn't succeed. His name's Joseph. I had it written down here. I found it. And then eventually, they don't let Joseph talk to David. But then Cassie shows up at the hospital and she talks to the doctor, discuss how, with the multiple personalities, and it isn't normal. But Cassie asks to talk to Kevin and try to get through to him.
Good job.
And eventually she does talk to him, and like his personalities are coming through, and they're like, "Oh man, you got away from us, and you're here. Kind of like." And she's trying to get to Kevin. She's trying to get to the person to try to see if they can alleviate these personalities and everything.
I'm confused.
So then it goes to a next part where Dr. Staple goes and talks to Elijah about doing a corrective procedure to change his personality. So basically, they're going to do. I guess it would be almost like a lobotomy to me, but they were going to.
Is it legal?
I know ECT is still legal and still done, but I don't think they do lobotomies anymore. But they're saying it's going to help change his personality so he's not evil, but he's like not talking or doing anything. At this point, it's like he's paralyzed. Did you just fart?
No.
He really wants me to get this done and over with.
I'm hungry.
So basically, Dr. Staple is evaluating each of them, and then it comes to the final evaluation where she brings all 3 of them together. So, they're all like held in their own ways to keep them from running. She's trying to discuss with them that they are not superheroes, they are not superhuman, and they need to accept it in order to be released from the hospital because they can't be released back into society until
so they have to prove that they're not superhuman.
Yeah. They have to do that. They have to stop believing in the delusion, as she keeps saying.
I know how I can do that.
What?
I'll say, so you think you can fly? Then try to fly off the top of the building. Right?
Basically, then at this point, she starts discussing each one's history. She starts discussing Kevin's history, saying about his name, and he wants the Horde want to keep Kevin out of the light because they know Kevin can keep them from coming out or something.
Don't go into the light.
They were She starts discussing that David's history with water because he almost drowned.
Like Jason.
And the scan shows possible brain damage from the accident, and that's why he's thinking this way. And that's why she's saying with multiple personalities with Kevin. That's why he is.
Oh. Sorry, I'm trying
And
to follow.
each displaying and then something about the scans. Each display markers for diagnosis of superhero disorder, that was a new one on me.
You never heard of that?
Never heard of that.
Oh. Maybe I have that.
And then the doctor's going on about how they've each used normal clues that may have led to the way they are, that are actually practical, and that there's a practical explanation for everything. So we cut back to Cassie. She's at a comic book store doing research.
Everybody's at a comic book store.
Joseph's also at a comic book store looking into villain section, and starts researching Kevin's history, and Cassie finds a comic book showing about the Beast that she's thinking, are you done with your body functions?
I can't help it.
So they're each trying to research and reason like how to get the people out of there.
Is it really that important?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is.
Okay.
Back at the hospital, then they show a shadow of Elijah's wheelchair going, and here he is fully functional, going on, can go through the hospital. He's just playing everybody that he's like comatose almost. So he goes to the computer, starts researching things. He's going through files. Then he goes.
Is he one of the mental patients?
Yeah.
They're allowed to have computer access.
No, he was playing everybody off and escaped his room.
Oh, don't they have alarms or nothing on the room?
Nope.
You think they would?
But then he goes to Kevin's room to talk about everything. He wants to see if the Beast is real, he asks them. He says about him being a comic book expert, and they're all real. There's history passed down. Everything extraordinary can be explained away, but is still true. So he's kind of going on like justifying it. Then the next day, the doctor comes in early to do his surgery that's going to change his personality. They did find out that Elijah's been leaving the room and take him to have this procedure completed. I have something about a flashback of riding a ride. Oh, during this time, they show a flashback of him riding a ride at a carnival, because obviously with him having like the brittle bones and everything, and he tried to do like put all these big stuffed animals around him, and it doesn't go according to plan, and he ends up getting like breaking every bone in his body. So eventually he's back in his room. The orderly brings him dinner, and Elijah turns around and slashes his throat and escapes the room.
Where do you get the knife?
He had pictures in his room. So he broke the glass on one of them. And
are they allowed to do that too?
Well, because he was he wasn't doing anything. They thought it was safe. But anyways, he goes out, puts the filming equipment on a loop. And here it comes out too, like even though they did the surgery, he changed something out so the surgery wasn't done. I don't know. But he goes in, frees Kevin. He asks them to show the Beast. Says the Horde is listening to Faith. Glass says he needs to create a spectacular fight, so he needs the Beast. Basically, what Elijah's game plan is, he's setting up all the cameras, and he wants to film this big fight between David and the Beast and release it to the world.
I heard something.
To show.
All right, go ahead.
To show, that superheroes and supervillains and all that really do exist.
Sure.
So Elijah talks to David, saying about him not using his full potential, and that he's blowing up the building. So David needs to try to escape. So basically, Elijah and the Beast escape overnight. During the night, they end up taking out a few things. David's still sitting in his room. And eventually they find the other orderly dead in Elijah's room. Then they show Elijah dressed in his glass outfit, if you want to call that. Beast is helping him escape. David eventually does break out of his room. And they end up... Not quite yet. I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead. Okay. Then Joseph, Cassie, and Elijah's mother show up at the hospital meeting with the doctor. And they're trying to validate that, this is not an obsession, that, they're not well, but they can, something's not valid or something.
Valid.
Valid.
Oh, I thought you said bell like a
Yeah,
song.
but anyway, so they're still at the hospital. The doctor finds out the three of them escaped. Um,
And?
I'm trying to remember. Hold on.
Well, can't you read?
And basically, it comes
No wonder you
down
can't
at
read.
one point that Kevin's personalities start conflicting with each other. They're basically outside at this point, David and the Beast and Glass, and they're all trying to fight. Um, Dave is actually trying to rescue people that are getting in the way so they don't get hurt.
I can't even read that.
Glass is directing
Jeez.
things as I have. Joseph is telling the Beast. This is where this part was interesting, even though I kind of figured it out. Joseph, David's son, did research, and here they find out that Kevin's father was on the train, and the first one, the glass blew up while he was trying to find his counterpart, being David, and
Oh,
that's why he got killed. And that's how Kevin ended up being stuck with his abusive mother. Hence, all the multiple personalities that came in place, basically to protect Kevin. Um,
wow.
Glass is trying to explain at this point that this that led to the purpose of why the Beast was created, and basically that he created superheroes, and he is just a true mastermind of everything. And the Beast basically says at this point that he is to protect. He's there. He was created to protect Kevin, and he doesn't trust Glass. And basically, I think he chokes Glass at this point or something. He severely injures him. Then eventually, Beast and David return to fighting once Glass is out of the way. Beast throws David into this big thing of water, trying to drown him.
Big
And
thing of water.
there's like this big tub of water outside.
Oh, you should have said tub.
And basically, they're saying about we need to finish this in front of the world so the world gets to see. Cassie starts stepping in and tries to get Kevin's attention. Keeps asking to talk to Kevin by calling his name. So he eventually comes over. She starts hugging him, just keeps saying about Kevin. And she starts telling him, like, he's in charge of the light, he's in control of things. And in the middle of all this, while Kevin's coming around and basically burying the other personalities, the police shoot him and kill him. And what it
Nice.
comes down to is the doctor orders the deaths of all three of them.
Cool.
So basically, at one point, she comes over to David after the water thing he was in, it broke. He's laying outside, he's laying by a puddle. And she's saying, if you would only have not believed this, you would be out of here. And like she's going on. And here, when David grabs her hand, like I guess through his touch, he can sense things, if I remember correctly. And here it finds out that she's part of some organization that's trying to keep superheroes hidden.
We almost done?
Yeah, from the public and all that. So basically, when they let go, and she's like, well, you know the truth. And one of the other officers there pushes David's head into the puddle and drowns him. So basically, Glass's mother comes over and they're talking, and he's going on about this being his origin story. And this is, or no, not his, but it's an origin story. It's the beginning of something else.
Okay.
So basically, everyone's, those three are dead. She's going on about the doctor's group doesn't choose. Like, she eventually goes and sees the group. Oh no, she goes to talk to Glass before he dies.
You're confusing me.
And I'm getting confused. And she says
Okay.
the doctor's group just doesn't choose sides, and tells him to be at peace. Don't do anything. And she said, basically, after everyone's dead and everything's cleaned up, the hospital staff are there. She basically says, things need to stay private out of respect for those that were lost and their families. And then she goes to meet with her group at some restaurant, tell her she's ready for her next assignment.
Sounds
And
good.
she's understanding what's important with maintaining balance and keeping order.
Balance of the force.
So, but this part earlier in the movie, Glass had gone to a centralized computer panel and was doing stuff, but she's like, why wasn't he escaping? Why did he do this? Here, what it was is he set everything to record what happened. And basically, the video gets emailed to Cassie, Joseph, and Elijah's mom, Glass's mom. And basically, he was never planning on escaping. It was a suicide mission to get the video out there regarding superheroes and villains and that existing.
Okay.
And basically, it shows each of these, Joseph, Cassie, and Elijah's mom at home, and they're each getting a ping about an email. They open the email, find the video, and they start posting it. And all these people start watching this, and they're basically towards the end, they're all sitting at a train station after the video's been posted, and they're watching people watch this video. And what do I have here? Watching, and basically, they're like, okay, this is now it's known to other people that this exists. And basically, it doesn't, because they don't know there's this group out there that's trying to keep it quiet, but it basically kind of I can't talk.
It farts.
It farts their plans. Yeah, it messes up their plans to keep it quiet, because now this video is out on YouTube or whatever showing, okay, there's this guy who basically, can survive almost anything. And then
all YouTube videos are real.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it was first I was going with this. I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. But then kind of, like I said in one of the other videos, it's like the ending is what totally brought me around on this. So just the fact that that was his game plan all along. I don't know if he wasn't planning on any of them getting out alive or just himself as far as Glass goes. So, like I said, it's definitely worth a watch. I would love to watch and sit and watch all three of them back to back, but I don't know if or when I would do that. Because I would like to do a review on the other two, but it's been a while since I've seen Unbreakable, and then Split, I think I've only seen once or twice, so I would have to rewatch them to do a review. But that is it. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when we post new content, share the page. It would be appreciated.
Yeah, would.
If there's something you want us to watch and review, put it in the comments. If I can't locate it, I'll put it on our Amazon wish list, which is posted, and there is a link in the description.
Send us some movies.
If you want to help us out, great. If not, no problem. Just might take us longer to review the movie. That's all.
Yep.
Check out my other channel, K-Dog Games, Toys, and More for more. I always say that. Yeah, more stuff. Toy and game reviews mainly. I think that's it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.